yeah, so aside from coming back from the legendary Level Up Expo, this is the follow-up of my Nonz character series. Now, this is one of my favorite characters to draw. This is one of my favorite concepts of an anime character. Now, let me put this plainly. This is when we're gonna discuss Betta Marshall. Betta Marshall is one of my favorites. He's one of my top 3 favorites, and he's definitely my second favorite. And sometimes I love T-Doh. Now, if you go back to my previous Nonz videos, T-Doh is the breakdancer while he fights. So this is explaining more about Betta's character, so you can get a more of an understanding. So when I put this manga out, it's still gonna explain everything, but I'm just telling you this. This is very vague information for what you're about to read the manga. My manga is not too complex, but I would love to get you guys an idea before you even see the character design of how much I love this character. Now, Betta was my friend's favorite character. The biggest supporter of my manga, Betta was his favorite character. Now, Betta is spelled B-E-T-T-A. Now, Betta is the son of Annie 18. Annie 18 was a rock star. So Annie is his mom, and so Betta's name from Annie is basically anything you can do, I can do Betta. Now let's go down in the history of Betta and why he's named Betta. Okay, so Betta wasn't originally going to be a skateboarder. Before, I've always done comics when I was a little kid, ever since I was back in American Canyon, while I was living with my dad part-time, and while I was living with my stepmother part-time. So anyway, so this was so good, man. Like, basically, Betta, his original design was not a whiteboard. His original design didn't even look human, to be honest with you. The name Betta came from my old series called Kid Power. Now, Kid Power was what I got when I was in elementary school and I first got into comics. So, Kid Power was basically me mimicking a whole bunch of shit that I've seen in real life, but putting it in my own style. But Betta, his original design was supposed to be like a Power Ranger. He was gotta be like that X-Men guy with the X-ray, but he had the Power Ranger suit to top it, and his ability was super speed. That was the original concept of Betta. He was not the egotistical, funny guy that you love in Nonz, that my friend loved in Nonz. He was originally just gonna be a dull, badass character with the power of super speed. And the super speed was his best ability. And you know what? He was originally supposed to be not even a member of Nonz. He wasn't even a part of Kid Power. He was just in and out. He was his own rogue person. Now, that all changed as soon as I got older. I just like the name Betta. B-E-T-T-A. Anything you can do, I can do better. It's basically what his name is based off of. So, without further ado, let's get into Betta's character. What makes Betta better? He loves rock. He loves skateboarding. He loves crack jokes. He loves not taking shit seriously. Out of all the members of Nonz, he is the goofiest, he is the funniest, and he is definitely a reason why you're a fan favorite. Okay, so his special ability. What is his special ability? So basically, what does Betta? How does he do that? Okay, so Betta, there's this thing in Nonz where we have really special traits where each individual comes from a family, or they can develop a trait on their own, like Gabaya Mudioto. The name first character is he can make any weapon based off an emoji. So, mood, like frisbee, mood, boomerang, mood, all that shit. Like, anything he can think of with the imagination. Now, like I already told you, if you go back to the original thing about Nonz, he needs to learn how to use it correctly. Alright? He has a lot of issues up here, but that's because of his history with his past. Now, Betta, there are some people in Nonz who get their powers through music. Like, T-Doh has a musical power, but I'll say that for another video. Betta has a musical power too. But I will not reveal too much too. So basically, Betta, his ability right now, just for everyone knowing, like before I spoil anything, is physical. I'm just gonna put a plan out there. I'm not gonna go to his special quirk, his key ability. His fucking quirk right now is to be a rock star. Just to put it plain and simple. You know? why did I make Betta a skateboarder? Well, let me tell you something. Betta isn't entirely inspired by Sanji, but his fighting style is based off Sanji. He does not use his hands when he fights at all. He refuses to use his hands. He does have some hand-to-hand combat skills, but he never uses his hands unless he's playing an instrument. That is the only way he uses his hands. So basically what he does is he uses his board as a two birds in one stone ability. So his board he can use to travel. Not only does he use his board to travel, he uses his board as a weapon. So basically his board is his sword, and his board is also his shield. So you have to understand, his attacks are based off real skateboarding tricks in real life. My freshman year in high school, I got a little bit into skateboarding. I can tell I could have got good at it. I stopped at the ollie, but all my friends always skateboard. I've always seen the cool tricks that they can do. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to apply this to my anime. And so this is what really flourished the greatness of Betta's character. Is his egotistical, his unpredictability, his pervertedness, all of that. He is the super average thing. And beside him being the whiteborn, which is his nickname by his rival, what his personality is literally his best trait. Not only is it his best trait, he is also very serious when it gets down to it, you know? But he is literally like your love Betta. He is a fucking awesome dude. So anyway, so Betta is like top tier once you see Nonz out. Before I go any further, what does Betta have? Betta has something that he's hiding. Alright, so before you go, I'm not going to reveal what he's hiding, but he is hiding something within the manga. So once you see, you're going to see why he does all these jokes. Why? It's not to compensate, don't get me wrong. It's not to compensate, but he has something internally wrong with himself. Not low self-esteem, he has something internally wrong with himself. I cannot reveal too much. Okay, so Betta, let me put it like this, man. Betta is Gabaya's best friend. Him and Gabaya are the best. Gabaya is Luffy, and Betta is Zoro. Those are the two main clickers. Because T-Doh is cool with Gabaya, but the thing that separates Gabaya from T-Doh from getting stronger is T-Doh isn't as bright as Betta. Betta always is not just cracking jokes, he's always looking positive. He's always the same as the thing that Gabaya and Betta have most out of all the members in Nonz. Even Kido, and if you go back to my other video, Kido is the most childish, most fun-loving member of Nonz. But he's also the most stupid. What makes Betta and Gabaya the most alike is that they're both enthusiastic, they're both smart and strategic, they are both like the perfect balance, you know, and that's why he is number 2. In the story, so Gabaya meets Betta in the very first chapter of manga. So Gabaya meets Betta, he's his first crewmate, I should say, and then we go on to T-Doh. Now, this is the real juicy part. This is why I love Betta's character. His arch rival is within the team of Nonz. So Nonz goes like this: Gabaya Mudioto, the main character. This is based off me, Eris Moody. So there goes Betta Marshall. Betta Marshall is who I keep talking about, who I keep dick riding, who I keep talking about throughout this whole video. And his rival is T-Doh. I'm not going to explain too much, but T-Doh is a breakdancer while he fights. So he breaks it down. So T-Doh, let's not get that confused, people. T-Doh is the last member, but T-Doh is the rival of Betta. Now, before I go into their rivalry, let me explain the last 2 members just real quick. Motohiro is the brains of the group. Motohiro is based off Shikamaru from Naruto, and it controls static electricity. But if you go back to my last video, you know why his static electricity isn't a powerful quirk like how you think it is. Okay, so Keydo, K-E-Y-D-O. So T-Doh is T-D-O-H, and Keydo is K-E-Y-D-O. So let's not get them confused. And Keydo is the Tory Master. It's basically the guy who uses his gadgets of weapons of mass destruction. And yeah, but he doesn't know what he's doing. He's a fun-loving guy. So yeah, anyway, that's T-Doh. So let's get into the relationship between Betta and T-Doh. So first off, how Betta meets T-Doh is through Gabaya. Gabaya was on his own making friends, and he ran into T-Doh. And so he brought T-Doh along to Betta, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing with this white boy? Because T-Doh is a hip-hop fanatic. T-Doh is his arch rival, and he gave Betta the nickname White Boy. Yes, throughout the whole, like, Mosshead, White Boy, same shit, different toy. No, like, Kakarot, White Boy is his, like, what he calls him. Yeah, hey, fuck you, White Boy. You get out of my way, White Boy, and shit like that. Stop fucking up my sauce, White Boy. All that shit is White Boy. Now, there's gonna be another character, I've already explained it. If you go back to my other video now, I don't want you to put too much emphasis on the White Boy part, because there's another character in Nonz with a catchphrase, just like Vegeta, but at the same time, what makes Betta's shit is that his shit is for pure comedy. He calls him White Boy just because that's how he views him. T-Doh will always view him, and that is his thing. So anyway, what made T-Doh despise Betta? Basically, it's plain simple. T-Doh is a hip-hop fanatic, and Betta is a punk rock fanatic. So Betta does not like T-Doh at all, but you know what, it's so fun when they interact with each other, because it's kind of like a love-hate relationship, but it's not. Like, they're never getting along, but they will work together. Like, they will work together if they need to get, but what keeps T-Doh and Betta's beef from getting out of hand is the relationship with Gabaya Mudioto. And since he's based off me, and since I love all music, Gabaya is a mutual side. He loves rap, and he loves rock. So it doesn't matter, because he accepts them both, and they can see that, and they tolerate each other. Not just that, I feel like once you see this, you gotta understand why it's good, and why they keep pushing each other. This is one of my favorite concepts. So, T-Doh and Betta, why they just flow so well together. Besides, so Betta has a nickname for T-Doh too. You see, that's what makes it different. Okay, so Betta's nickname for T-Doh is Condom Head, because if you see T-Doh's design, it's based off Double D from Ed, and Nettie. But that's not spoiling too much. But a lot of designs I've made from Nonz are based off my childhood cartoons, or also based off hip-hop artists too. And then I'm going to make another video, like, Bay Area references in my series Nonz. So anyway, T-Doh and Betta, always going out, always climatic, you know. And you're going to see a lot in the freaking show, like, how their character development evolves and truly goes beyond what you think that these little kids are going through. So basically, besides Betta's rivalry with T-Doh, he has a thing for ladies. You know, he's not really a pervert, but if he has his eyes set on one girl, he will be on that bitch like a hog. Okay, so anyway, this dude is fucking awesome. So basically, what Betta excels at, besides physical combat, besides that, is really being a support character. He supports every member in Nonz, like, surprisingly kind of equally, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to reveal too much. The reason why Gabaya Mudioto's explanation video was so long, I'm gonna try to wrap this up in like 20 minutes and some change, but why Gabaya's shit was so long is because he's the main character, and the world revolves around him in a joking way, but he has like a potential. He's kind of like the Jinkirki, like how I explained. But let's get back to Betta for a second. Okay, so what does Betta do besides skateboard? Alright, so he uses his instrument. He likes listening to punk rock. He used to be in the band. You know, he listens to everything. He loves his mom. You know, his mom is still around. And so that, and he has a kind of a unique relationship with Kazi Hiro, which is their sensei. Okay, so anyway, Betta, why has one of the most unique character arcs is this. His fights are good. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much, but Betta, his design is, he doesn't work for a skateboard company. He rocks skateboard gear. Okay, so let's just put that out there. He listens to heavy metal. He listens to all type of music. Okay, so what else about Betta do I like besides everything I said before? Well, let me just put it this way, like, Betta Marshall has such a good time when he fights. You know, it's so different, you know, but he also has certain complex to him that's good, you know. So, another reason why Betta could be a fan favorite is how he interacts with all characters, not just Nonz. Okay, so especially the villains. Okay, so another reason why I like Betta, Betta. Alright, so Betta has one more thing, and that is a kind of a tragic backstory, not really. So, what really makes Betta not really stand out, but become personal, is that the spotlight won't always be on him. I'm letting you know that. T-Doh has equal equivalence. Let me get you this right now. As much as I'm saying, oh, I love Betta, T-Doh is just as good, if not more. Like, it's very opinionative when it comes to T-Doh and Betta, and their rivalry is literally what fuels the team of Nonz. Like, Nonz is the shit. Nonz, when I was younger, I wanted to be the best manga of all time. I wanted to be a mangaka. So basically, why I want to talk a little bit more about Betta, but not too much, is he will be the starting line in the first arc of Nonz. Do you want me to do a little bit more? I will have a Q&A once I get my subs up to explain more about my creative mind, the process, more and more and more once I get down to not just Betta's, but all of them. Okay, so let me just break down, like, to make this video not drag on and repetitive, I want to say that I'm going to break down his relationship with Gabaya, because we already know that he's rivals with T-Doh. So Gabaya, his relationship with Gabaya is literally like a brotherhood. He is the brother Gabaya never had. Okay, so that's his best friend. Gabaya would ride or die for him, but he would also ride or die for T-Doh. You know what I'm saying? What makes him, I don't think, like, I know, I say I think because it's been a long time since I actually got down and drew it. Gabaya has a very good, somewhat, it's a slight advantage with Betta in terms of, like, interest level, because Betta is a little bit more multi-dimensional than T-Doh. T-Doh is strictly hip-hop, which is kind of what fits the background of T-Doh's character, because he grew up in the hood, so of course his mindset is somewhat shallow. But Betta's mindset, and since Gabaya is half white and half black in my manga, he can relate to both of them. Gabaya grew up in a ghetto household, but he chose to listen to rap music. But he learned about rap later on. Just like I started, if you want to know a little history about me and my history of music, the first song I knew by heart, the first song I downloaded on LimeWire was not a rap song. Now, everyone knows I love hip-hop. Everyone knows I rap. Everyone knows I do a lot more with my life. And instead of just anime, you know, I used to be a gymnastic. I used to do soccer. I used to wrestle in high school. I've done a lot of things in life. So anyway, my first song that I ever knew in life, like, before, I never even used to listen to music. I used to just be in my own little world. I would only, like, sit in my room, watch Cartoon Network. Every time a new show came out, I'm like, dude, Dad, we gotta get this show. Okay, so anyway, what does that have to do with my first song I ever knew? The first song I ever knew was Kryptonite from Three Doors Down. And then I advanced to shit like Blink-182. So I was a rock head before I was a rap head. Alright, so that's what makes Gabaya and Betta's relationship a little bit better. And another reason why I like Betta as a character is Annie 18, which is his mom, was a rock star, is a pun, obviously, of Android 18. And yeah, so, like, yeah, a lot of references to my manga is coming from my life experience. My manga is basically my life growing up in the Bay Area. That's why there's the President Iziroku Fuyaka, E40. That's why the former president, no spoiler. Okay, so anyway, okay, so aside from a lot of things they have in common, so T-Doh and Gabaya, alright, so scratch that. how does he relate to Morihiro? Alright, so this is kind of like a, though they don't really have a relationship like that, but Morihiro is the most antisocial out of the whole group, so he doesn't really have a great relationship with everyone, but because he does have a good punching off relationship with Morihiro, and Morihiro and Betta do have some strategies together, because the thing about Nonz, and why it's kind of inspired by Naruto, is they have strategies. Because they all have different quirks, they learn how to use those quirks in team efforts. Now, Nonz used to be strictly not one-on-one fights. Yo, we're going to infiltrate the servers. Nonz originally was like spies, because I used to be heavy on Sly Cooper back in the day. Nonz was originally going to be about spies, and Morihiro was like one of the main cast members who would always plan out. He was always going to plan out this shit like Bentley. He would explain their situation like Shikamaru, and he would use it to his advantage. So basically how he would use Betta back in the day, I haven't had him do an actual mission yet, but I'm going back to my original style of writing. Because when I was in high school, I'm just like, yo, I'm just going to make this a battle shonen manga. But now I realize I can do a whole lot more than that. I don't just have to make it about fighting. I don't have to just make it about character development, because Nonz is an adventure anime, but it's also a civilized anime. They have character arcs. And Nonz's original concept of their members, not all of them, but a lot of them had a lot of references from One Piece, like I always stated in the video. Okay, so anyway, this video is dragging on more than I want to, but it's okay. So how Morihiro would use Betta was, he would, let's see, if we needed to crack a heist, he would say, hey Betta, go ride on that rail with your skateboard, and they would crack open the heist. You see, that's how, like, the strategies in Nonz came to be. And so we already know how he is. He just calls Morihiro, like, that's not his nickname, but he basically views him as a brain. Now, Kido, he loves fucking with Kido. Kido, since he's the most childish members of the group, Betta just fucked with him just because. Which is kind of fucked up, but you gotta understand, that's a part of Betta's character. He is overly sarcastic, but he's also overly loving, so it's not really that just, oh, we're making fun of him. It's like the real truth, man. So, without further ado, this is a brief biography of one of my favorite members, the number 2 member in Nonz, part of the Monster Trio. Now, the Monster Trio in Nonz is Gabaya Mudioto, the main, Betta Marshall, the second, and T-Doh, the third. That is the Monster Trio in Nonz. Okay, so this is Betta Marshall, one of my favorite characters in Nonz, and this is Mood Tricks. And I hope you guys have a nice day. Have a good day, people.